Chris. This is the Knife Charlatan. Alright, so we got some stuff in the mail, and I've never done a knife unboxing video before, but I'm going to do it today because I'm really excited about this stuff and I want to show you what it is that I got in the mail. I'm going to be doing some reviews on some new stuff, especially some new stuff that came out that I saw at the videos from 2020 SHOT Show. And so anyway, I ordered some stuff. Some of the stuff, at least maybe one of these items or a couple of these items, I think one of these items has been around for a little while. I think the rest of them are all pretty new. And we're going to be using the spyderco Manix 2 Lightweight in S110V to open up the packages. And that was a beautiful, wonderful birthday gift for me, and I'm very happy with that. So here we go. First up, what's the right way? CJRB. This is the budget brand from Atisan Cutlery. And I didn't actually realize until pretty recently that that Atisan Cutlery has a bunch of really pretty nice knives, like within the 200. Of course, they've got a couple that are like, you know, in the $50 to $100 range, but then really they've got some nicer knives that are like 200 to say 700 or 800. And that kind of surprised me because Atisan Cutlery is not something that I know a whole lot about, but CJRB is their budget line. And the reason that I'm interested in these is because, well, number one, I like budget stuff. And number two, I like to feel like that I've spent my money well when I get something. I don't want to just buy total junk that doesn't, you know, doesn't hold up or doesn't perform. And so I kind of thought that these CJRBs have good specs. Here we go. But this is a D2 steel blade. It's carbon fiber scales. It is a stainless liner lock, which feels pretty sturdy. It feels pretty thick. I don't know if you can see inside there, but there is no mill out, so it's got some heft to it. So this feels like a pretty sturdy knife. This is the CJRB Centros, and the way I kind of think about it, a lot of people are talking about the Civivi line from We Knife Company. There we go. And so what this is kind of like the Civivi is to We Knife as CJRB is to Atisan Cutlery. And the reason that I use those two companies to compare, or the four brands that I compared, is because I think that they are in the same boat, We Knife and Atisan Cutlery. And when I say the same boat, I'm talking about Chinese company that is doing business in the United States. And according to the website, the Atisan Cutlery is operating in like Chino Hills, California, even though I couldn't see where that they are actually located in China, but I know that We Knife Company is located in the Guangdong, Xinjiang, I don't know. It's in China though. They're definitely in China, and I've had some sort of moral reservations with the Chinese stuff because like if you guys have seen the Gonzo brands, they've just been like flat out counterfeiting American knife makers. I mean, they've just been flat knocking them off and then selling them for way cheaper, and I don't think that's right. But that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about We Knife Company and when we're talking about Atisan Cutlery. I mean, these are legitimate Chinese business people that want to get into the or that want to have a reasonable portion of the American market. So anyway, that's why I'm kind of into this. So I'm not morally opposed at all. And just opening this up, this Centros, I think it feels good. It feels hefty. It feels like it could do some work. I'm a little bit skeptical of this really thin tip. Some part of me feels like that might get broken off, but in any case, we're going to find out about this. This looks like, this is not just like a regular D2 tool steel. This looks like a powdered metal. So I'm going to say it's a CPM D2, which is kind of interesting. And I've heard some people say that it gets a little rust on it. To me, I feel like if you carry your knife and you treat it right and, you know, wipe it off, like if you're using it every day, it doesn't, here in Tennessee anyway, it doesn't make that big of a difference. You just wipe it off and go on about business. This carbon fiber, ooh, I don't know. It looks like, the way it looks, it's almost like, it's very smooth. It almost looks like it's a carbon fiber, what do you call it? Like a laminate or something. So I'm not sure if it's actual, legit, high speed, fast racing carbon fiber, or if it's just some kind of a laminate, like a fake faux carbon fiber. I don't know. In any case, I'm still gonna talk about the heftiness. It feels like a decent knife, and this thing was $39. $39 for D2 and carbon fiber handles, which I love carbon fiber. I have a weak spot for anything with carbon fiber. It's got a really nice deep pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip, and it looks like, you know, maybe just a little would stick out of the pocket. And I'm somebody, this is like a 3.7 inch length blade. I'm somebody who likes a little bit larger knife to carry, and sometimes I get a larger knife and I get it in my pocket and I think that it's you know, it's too bulky, even though I specifically went for a larger knife. This is something that seems pretty sleek, pretty slender, and we've got a lot of blade length and a lot of cutting edge to do a lot of work with. So I think that maybe this sleek, slender design with the length might be something even better than I thought about. But nonetheless, we're gonna find out. I've got oh, also, let's look at the centering. Now this is straight out of the mail, straight out of the box. Perfect blade centering. That's cool. Lightning fast. That's a really good action. Really good action. The lockup is not too much. It's just right. I probably wouldn't baton with a liner lock, even though I actually have. I had an Emerson CQC 15 that I batoned with, and it forever had blade play after that. Go figure. Batoning with a folder is not something that you should do, but it's something that I do because that's just how I roll, I guess. So anyway, all right, on to the next one, What else do we have? Hey, well, let's use this one and open up the, oh, I hope I didn't cut anything important. All right, we have a box. This is from Blade HQ, by the way. Oh. Peanuts. All right. Couple of CRKTs. What are they? What are they? Oh. And another CJRB. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at the other CJRB since we're at it. This is the Tiaga. Ooh, it's a flipper model. again with the carbon fiber, because like I said, I'm a sucker for the carbon fiber. They do have the G10 options in a couple of different colors, but I just like carbon fiber. This is very smooth though, it's very slick. So, this is more of a workhorse looking shape. It's got a little more belly on it. It's not so slender and sleek. It's got a little slicing capability, it looks like. Oh, I didn't even think to see how sharp. Oh. You can see I've already been doing that, but this is shaving sharp out of the box. I don't know if you can tell, I got some bald spots here where I've been testing this, but this is shaving sharp. Again, it looks like that powdered, that CPM D2, and the carbon fiber and that same pocket clip. This was also $38 or $39 for D2. For carbon fiber, it's got the same thick stainless liners, not milled out. It's got some heft. If I had to guess, I don't remember what the website said that they weigh, but if I had to guess, I would say it's in the neighborhood of 4 ounces. Maybe 4 ounces. That's my guess anyway. I have a scale here somewhere. Maybe I'll put it on there. But it's really pretty. To me, I'm always more of a form follows function type of guy. In other words, I feel like when something looks like it can really do the purpose that it's built for, then to me it catches my eye and I say, ooh, that looks nice. But carbon fiber is something I like, and to me this is a good shape. Now when I picked this one up, the Centros, this is something a little bit different for my taste, but I've noticed something about the new knives here recently, and that is this shape where the spine drops down to the point and the belly sweeps up to the point, almost like a spear point type of shape, if you will. And you'll notice that this is the one I picked out just for me because I like it personally a whole lot. This is a shape that I really like. I like this sweeping belly, and I like that it's not, I guess you'd call it a drop point, because it starts here and it just, the lines of the knife, it's almost like a sweeping arc, with the exception of this little, I'm gonna say thumb ramp, if you will, which there's no jimping, it's completely smooth. With the exception of this little thumb ramp, you know, the blade arcs downward in a very gradual way, and then this is almost flat until it comes out here, and then it sweeps up with the belly. To me, this is a work knife. This is a knife that does everything. This is an EDC carry type of do-all shape, and it's something that I like in a lot of other makers, a lot of other designers. I mean, it's just a good knife shape. To me, it's very hearkening of like a Hinderer design, and I don't think this is exactly a Hinderer design, but it is like that. And so anyway, that's just me picking it out. But the rest of them, we're gonna look at these CRKTs here, and this is something that is happening recently, this shape, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about right now. What is this? Ooh. This little fella, by the way, got the scale. So what's my guess? 4 ounces, thereabouts. The Centros, 4.0 ounces. I'm going to guess the Tiaga would be like 4.1, 4.2. Whoa, 4.8. All right, I was a little off. Like I said, this is the one I picked out for myself. This is one I picked out because it's interesting and I've noticed these spear shapes. And this right here, maybe you recognize this. This is the CRKT. Oh, that's not flippy like the CJRBs. Let me see. Oh man, can I do it? Can I do it? It's so little. I mean, I can. Wow, it's gone. There we go. So this is the CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool, Piet. And this is a very budget-friendly Jesper Voxnaes design. And if you recognize that name, you might have heard the name Giantmouse. That's a collaboration with a Voxnaes collaboration. But this thing was $28, and that pocket clips looks really familiar. Really familiar looking. It's not exactly the same, but it's not very far off either. And this thing is little. Golly. So little. This is the 8CR 13 MOV steel, and I have yet to. I've owned a couple of CRKTs in the past, but I've never actually really put them through their paces. People say that the 8CR 13 MOV is pretty well done by CRKT, and I mean, it feels like this is some of that man, what do they call it? The FRN. It's basically it's a fancy plastic, but it's pretty light. I really like that blue. I've noticed a lot of blue lately in designs. A lot of blue, that blue backspacer. But this thing has, I don't know if it has a liner on both sides or not. Yeah, I guess it does. But anyway, this is definitely not a hard use hefty knife, but it sure is small and it sure is light, and I bet that this is an excellent EDC knife, is my guess. But look, what do we have? Notice the shape of that blade. The spear looking very elongated spear, very pointy on the end, same as we see right here with the Centros. Got that spear looking design for some reason. And you know what, I bet we're gonna see some more of those too. Truthfully, if I had to guess, I'll bet there's gonna be some more designs coming out. I like this. I would not call that a finger choil unless you got really little fingers. But man, that feels like a very good user blade. This would be a very nice EDC, I think. And I think I'm gonna try and really put this this one and the other one as well. I think I'm really gonna try to put this 8CR 13 MOV. It's a kind of a Chinese stainless steel. It's kind of what I would consider to be like the minimum type of steel that I'd want to actually carry. I have another knife. Well, I have a few other knives. Anyway, it's something that you see a lot in CRKT. Like I said, you also see it a lot in Kershaw because it's a budget steel, and it's something that is pretty good. See a lot more of it now than we used to see, like Aus 8, and that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head at this moment. There's a couple of other that were the big deal, but Aus 8 was, and now 8CR 13 MOV is, and sometimes we're seeing a little bit higher grade of it, which is like a 9, 14, 28 MOV or something like that. It's supposed to be a little bit better. on the budget end. But anyway, I'm interested to see about this. I'm gonna test this, put it through its paces. But this is, like I said, $28. I have a hunch that this action would probably be a little bit better. This is not the smoothest action I've ever felt in my life, and it's not on par with what we're seeing here from these CJRBs. But it's a $28 knife, and I am really excited to see what this thing does. How much does it weigh? 2.4 ounces. Wow, that is light. All right, last one. I'm excited about this one. This is, oh, that's a lot better, but it's also a heftier blade. This is the new Lucas Burnley design, the Tuna, CRKT Tuna. And what does it have in common? Pointy spear blade. Yep, pointy spear blade, but a little bit bigger. I think I mentioned this before, but I always tend to go with a little bit larger knives. I like larger folding knives as EDC. I haven't typically been very satisfied by something like this in the past, just because when I start using it, I just feel like it's not enough. Like I need a little bit more blade. And this is I think this is like a 3.2 inch blade, where this is something like a 2.8 or about 2.8 inch blade. So I think something around the 3 inch is a good EDC size blade, but if we can go a little bit larger, I always feel like that's better, up to a certain point in bulkiness, which is why I said maybe this slender and sleek design might be something nice. So the Tuna, man, I like this color. I like OD green, and believe it or not, I actually like these orange accents. It's like kind of reminds me of copper top, which everybody knows. Well, obviously this is not a copper color, but it's like copper top batteries. You know what I'm talking about. This is a OD green G10, and I think that, and it's a frame lock, stainless frame, but I think that there is no stainless on this side. It's just the G10, and then there's the stainless here, and then we've got that 8CR13 MOV steel. Boy, I wish it would focus. Oh, there we go. Nope. Well, anyway. Can I get it to focus? Oh well. In any case, we've got another deep carry pocket clip, and this is nice because it's actually recessed. It's nice and flush inside the pocket clip, whereas with these CJRBs, it's not. It's raised. It's actually above the scale there. So that looks to be ambidextrous, but it is raised, which is kind of one of those details that makes the difference between a $30 or a $39 knife and like say $100 or $150 or a $200 knife. But in this case, you know, this was $45, and that's a nice little touch. So maybe you don't get, you know, the premium steel, you still get the budget steel, but I am going to test that out. I'm going to see just what this CRKT version of this budget steel will do, and take it from there. But but this is a really nice smooth design. I like smooth organic lines, and that's a nice sweeping curve all the way from the pommel all the way across the top of the handles into the blade and on down to the tip. It's kind of like a banana shape, and for the most part, any knife that's got any kind of a sweeping curve or organic curves is a knife that I like. I like those organic shapes. A lot of these crazy, metal industrial looking CNC crazy shapes, I mean, they're neat to look at, but they're not something that I want to put in my pocket and take around and use with me, not generally. And so this is neat to see. Frame lock, it's pretty nice. Could be a little smoother. Obviously, these are all going to be... actually, you know what? These, I believe, are ball bearing pivots, if I'm not mistaken. These are ball bearing pivots, so obviously they're going to be pretty smooth. But this and the Piet, the Voxnaes Piet here, going to have the nylon washer bushings. And so this thing, I can't even... Oh, snap. There we go. Really strong flip of the wrist there. So that is not my idea of grand. But this one's not bad. And it'll probably get better with a little wear. And that's got like no side to side. That's got no up and down, so that's good right out of the box. How about centering? I mean, that could be like a hair off-centered towards maybe the lock side, but it's pretty good, especially for a $45 knife. I'm really excited to carry this one. I'm looking forward to this because I'm a fan of Lucas Burnley. So this is a good design. I like a lot of stuff that he's got going on, and I'm a fan of this. So I'm really excited about this. How much does it weigh? .7 ounces. Not bad at all. Sub 4 ounces. 3.2 inch blade. It's got a pretty, get a full grip on that. It's just very comfortable. It's a very comfortable knife to hold. I am excited about that. And the Tiaga. I'm excited to see how these Chinese ones hold up. It's pretty good. So anyway, and then of course the Piet, Jesper Voxnaes.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Still can't flip it. There we go. All right. Well, anyway, so that's what we got in the mail. These are what's in the works for videos that are coming up. You know, I just started making some videos, just started doing some reviews, and I was excited to get these in the mail and open it up and check them out. And these are the first time I've held any of these, and I'm really excited to see what all these can do. And so, all right, that's it.